Insurance agents from around the world, welcome to the Insurance Guys podcast, powered by Gale. My name is Scott Howell, your fearless host and leader, insurance agency owner and insurance evangelist for I Protect Insurance and Financial Services, based out of Huntsville, Alabama. And before we get started on today's episode, please help me welcome. He is a 6'3" sophomore from Mobile, Alabama, parade first team All-American, Rivals 5-star recruit. He is a fantastic insurance agent and a great American. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and welcome the incomparable Mr. Bradley Flowers. How are you, Bradley?
One of my favorite types of episodes today, Scott.
100%. I have a question. Bradley,
Sure.
You have an answer.
Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. Bradley, if there was one industry or one career in a parallel universe that you could be in outside of the insurance industry, what industry would it be? And why?
You know, probably tech. Probably tech, which I sort of play in either tech or real estate.
Yeah.
You know, I've found that the businesses that I do best in are businesses that involve recurring revenue.
Yeah.
Probably tech. I don't know if that would be running a tech company or being more of a VC. That's if I could do anything in the world all day long, I would invest in companies and sit on boards, because you get enough of the business juices going without having to like work in the thing all day every day.
And the stress.
You know, yeah, probably that. Maybe like some private equity stuff, possibly something in that realm.
And when you said real estate, you didn't mean real estate agent.
Absolutely not. If you guys ever see me becoming a real estate agent, just know that I am down and broken and have hit bottom. There's nothing I want to do less in the world than be like, this is Bradley Flowers and Keller Williams. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Right.
No disrespect to anybody that does that. That is not for me.
But I understand. And I think part of your answer derives from trauma related to your childhood that you mentioned on a previous podcast a few weeks ago. I think growing up and seeing your family and your dad, specifically your dad, having so much stress and anxiety related to money because the career that he chose, you know, you just didn't know where that next check was going to come from, or maybe you did, but long term, the next year, the 6 months from now, you didn't really know. I mean,
I think it serves you better if you're in a recurring revenue model where you can forecast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was involved in a mortgage company. I was a part owner in a mortgage company a few years ago, and I realized very quickly, like, this is not
That's up and down
for me. Yeah,
it's up and down.
It's up and down, and
when
you
it's
never
good,
know.
it's great.
Yeah, exactly.
When it's bad, it's horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, Clinton Orr in my office went back and got his real estate license about 2 years ago. And 2 or 3 years ago, I think since then he's already let it lapse. But I asked him back then, I'm like, Clint, man, you know when this is good, it's good. But when it's bad, brother, you'll be down waiting tables at the Longhorn Steakhouse before this shit's over.
Now, I could see getting let's say you are a real estate investor and you get your license to help you be a better real estate investor, for example, saving money on commissions and things like that. I could see doing something like that, possibly.
So,
but being a full-time real estate agent just sounds awful.
I'll tell you this.
It's such a crowded market.
But I'll tell you this. Most real estate developers that I know and a lot of real estate investors purposefully, I think I told you this on a call the other day, purposefully do not get their real estate license because once you get your real estate license, now you're beholden to the laws and and all the real estate stuff that if you're not licensed, not that they're doing anything unethical necessarily. I don't know. Maybe I just know most of the real estate people I know now. I will say I've talked to my accountant about this, and he's like, "Look, if you're going to get into investment properties, your wife doesn't work. Is that right, Scott?" Correct. She taught school for 17 years. She's kind of over it. He said, "I'll tell you what you need to do. Start buying investment properties. Let her get her real estate license, and then if she's a licensed real estate agent and she's part of the LLC, then you can start writing that
For sure.
tax. You see what I'm saying? Tax deduct, tax write off and stuff. If you don't have anybody that doesn't have a real estate license, you can't take advantage of some of those tax advantages. But anyway,
sure.
I just thought I'd been meaning to.
What
ask
about you?
That. I don't know. I really I don't know. I think I would parlay into creating something in an industry where people don't mind spending money.
Mm-hmm.
But parlay what I've learned in the insurance industry and what we've learned on this podcast into doing something. I just went off. I don't know if that's okay or not.
That's okay.
But, one thing I've thought about for my son, instead of him getting into the insurance industry one day, assuming he doesn't make it in the major leagues one day. Did I tell you the kid that hit in front of him, before him, 3-hole hitter at Huntsville High is going? They think he's going in the draft.
Wow.
He's got an agent.
That's awesome.
Now the MLB draft is not the NFL.
Right.
It's got like 10 rounds. But anyway.
And you're going to a farm team or something like that. Yeah.
Double A, single A.
You still could get paid though.
Oh, yeah,
and go to a farm team.
Get your school paid
There's
for
a kid here from Saraland that
I've heard.
went to a
I know
farm
you're talking
team,
about.
and I think he signed for got like $2 million bonus or something. But he's rooming with a guy who's making like minimum wage.
So here's what I've told my son. I've said, why, instead of getting in this insurance stuff with me, what you need to do is take all this knowledge and all the stuff that you understand and know about baseball and the thousands of hours you've practiced and used different bats. He can tell you anything you want to know about any bat. And we need to start a company that manufactures baseball products, because where adults don't want to pay 10 cents for insurance, they will pay $400 or $500. They will gladly pay that for a baseball bat.
What's that bat that's gone viral the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's the torpedo bat.
Torpedo bat.
New York Yankees made it famous. It's been around for a while. This guy put a different see, perfect example. Guy put a little different spin on it. He was like some kind of engineer or something. I'll tell you the best example I can use: Bruce Bolt batting gloves gained their popularity on Instagram, TikTok. The guy that was manufacturing them out of his garage to start with, he used just a little bit better leather, a little thicker leather. So kids start using them, and the real cool thing about the Bruce Bolt batting glove is it has a big lightning bolt right here going up in the center of your hand. And he sells that company to Marucci for like, I don't know how many, 10, 20, 30 million
I'll tell you,
dollars, something like that.
So Natasha's son was a college tennis player, and when he graduated, he put together, because like being a tennis coach or a hitting coach in a small town, you're really limited. But now with the internet and the online courses and stuff, you really open if you're better at branding, you really can get your message out there. And he put together, he actually filmed it right here, a tennis course. Teaching people how to, and I sort of talked to him through his mom, like, look, he needs to put videos out online with tennis tips, and hey, here, buy the course for $500, or if you want a private one-on-one lesson, here's the upsell. You're really, I could see Wyatt doing something like that.
Oh, are you kidding me? Making as much money as you want to make. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for kids his age, to parlay what they're great at, the gifts that God's given them, and the knowledge.
Well, just think about you when you graduated. Think about the opportunities he has,
right,
versus what you had,
100%.
just based on the world being different, you know.
100%.
And I think about like doing this job as an insurance agent now is significantly easier. It's harder in some ways.
It is.
But it's easier in a lot of ways than it would be for like my grandparents.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a lot more, I think, difficult in a lot of ways for them. Where it's more difficult for us is people have so many choices and they
Right.
get bombarded with marketing and advertising. And it seems like, I don't know. It's
And
just, I think it's a double-edged, there's two sides of that coin, right?
And the people who are going to be successful are going to be successful no matter what. But I think the difference is you have more opportunities and ways to learn. I'll give you an example. So I was at our rental property this weekend, and my wife wanted me to take a ceiling fan out and put in just a stationary light.
Mm-hmm.
And I know enough about electrical to be dangerous, but
Right.
I still have to call my dad and
Just
ask,
make sure
hey,
you're not
I'm
about to
just
burn
making
the
sure
place
the
down."
white wire goes to this, you know.
Right.
And I was doing it, and he wasn't available, and so I just took a picture of it and put it on ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
and it told me what to do. And
There you go.
hope it's right,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But like the opportunity to get things done quicker and gain the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
quicker that you didn't have down the road. And I think humans are significantly smarter nowadays because they have access to these technologies and this opportunity and that sort of thing.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Um,
but I also think it's, again,
That also introduces more competition, though.
there's two sides to this coin because we've also gotten to this point as a nation, as a world, really, that everybody wants the Amazon Uber experience,
Right.
And sometimes in insurance, that's just not possible.
Yep.
You know, it's not possible in the claims side where, you know, the adjuster has to schedule coming to your house. It's not like you go out to your front yard, snap a picture, and then we'll just direct deposit a claim check for $20,000 in your account.
Right.
That's what people want.
Right.
Same with purchasing insurance. We can make it super easy, but we might have questions. We are going to have a post-bind inspection. Everybody just thinks, well, I'll just fill this 5 questions out and I'll have insurance in 15 minutes and they can just, I don't know. I think there's positives behind it. I think there's negatives behind it. Of the ease of things today for us versus there's probably things that if we could go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, even before I got in insurance, back in those days, 80s, we would probably go, damn, I wish it was still like that today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know
I'm
what I
sure.
mean?
I'm sure. All right, guys, we've got a special episode today. You want to kick us off?
I don't know what we're doing.
We're doing a listener call-in show.
Listener call. Where are the listeners?
Listener call-in. I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
So I texted out to a bunch of people and said, hey, we're doing a listener call-in show today.
Okay.
This was this morning. Text me your number and your question. So some of these may not answer because it was this morning when I texted this
Sure.
out. But first, we've got Eric Cummings.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a call real quick.
Oh, boy. Here we go. I promise none of this was scripted either.
None of it's scripted.
I didn't know about it.
We may have to edit it out if nobody answers because that could happen.
Nah, they'll answer. Hopefully. Eric, Scott Howell, and Bradley Flowers, the Insurance Guys podcast. How we doing today? Uh-oh, he's breaking up on us.
You there? Awesome.
Appreciate you. Well, thank you so much for listening to the show, Eric. We really do appreciate you, man. Sure. Yep. Well, I'm sorry for all the bad weather you guys have had lately. It seems like It just won't stop. We got a thunderstorm here right now. Do you have some questions that we could answer? Anything we could answer to help you?
Awesome, man.
I appreciate you, man.
I think there's a small chance I'm going to be at the Oklahoma Young Agents Conference this year. So if you happen to go to that, we'll get together. They reached out to me. They haven't confirmed me speaking yet, but I think there's a strong chance they do it. So
absolutely.
Hopefully we get to hang out in person.
Sure.
Yeah, shoot me a message. All right, brother.
Well, hey, we appreciate you, Eric. We're gonna jump off here, but hey, we love you and we appreciate you listening to the show. All right.
See ya.
Hang in there. Bye-bye.
Nice guy.
Super nice.
All right, let me get our next one here.
That got me started getting emotional, so
I know.
we don't need many more of those. I mean, we do. You know what I mean. We do, but I want to start squalling here on YouTube.
That's why Rand left the room.
Love my Hawk Soft shirt, by the way. Thank you, Hawk Soft.
This is Angela Taylor.
She's on the phone with a pissed off client right now.
One person did say, "Take me off the list. I got customers that are mad."
Roof claim gone bad. Might have been her. You just hang up.
Leave her a message. Tell her to call you back.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Hey, Angela, this is Randy Jones.
No, tell her it's you.
Oh, hey, Angela, this is Scott Howell and Bradley Flowers with the Insurance Guys podcast. You're live on the air right now, and we're just going to see if you could call us back if you have a quick minute. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. This is Bridget Haleman. Did I say that right?
Bridget. Come on, Bridget. Come on, Bridget. I had some questions for you during this episode anyway.
Okay, we'll do that if all our folks don't answer. So we text this out at like 8 o'clock this morning. People are like, yeah, call me. And then this is 6 hours later. So a lot of times they're not available.
They're in the weeds.
And they'll call back. So.
Or they're looking at their phone like, holy shit, they're actually calling me.
I doubt it. All right. What's your question, Scott?
Here's my question. I have noticed for some time now in my agency on the personal line side that we get a lot of charges for MVRs and things related to either quoting new business or remarkets for personal and commercial, but really more personal lines, auto. What was that?
My wife calling me. My phone's connected to the board.
Sorry. And, it's not like a ton of money, but it's enough that I started noticing it. And it's not from, it's Progressive, it's it's all this. What do you guys, what's your stance on when you're quoting or requoting business, running MVR loss history report pre-bind? What do you minimize?
Cost of doing business.
Okay.
I don't want you going through and running it with Progressive and then running it with Travelers, and that, you know what I mean.
Right.
But no, I don't. I always chuckle in Facebook groups when I see agency owners like, "How do you guys minimize, MVR?" I'm like, no,
Yeah.
It's cost doing business. If you're scared to spend the money, you're not going to make any money.
But run it with the carrier that when it pops up.
Be strategic.
But when it pops up, now you've got it with that carrier.
Right.
Don't run it again
Right.
with 3 other carriers if you've got the information sitting in front of you right now.
Yeah. So like what we do is we go to Allstate first because Allstate doesn't charge.
Yeah.
And we sort of use that as our barometer.
Nat Gen charges the shit out of me. Now, I thought that was an Allstate company, but you're saying Allstate.
Allstate.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang on. My wife just called me. Let's call her back.
Okay. Hope she's not mad.
I know, that's why I didn't answer initially. You're on the air with the Insurance Guys podcast right now.
Hey, Laurel, this is Scott Howell. You're live with the Insurance Guys podcast. Listen to her. Well, that's why we're calling. What question do you have for Bradley and I? It could be anything that you want us to answer, and we will give you advice on what you need to do.
I think this is going to strike a chord with Scott.
I think when you figure it out, call me and let me know. No, the very first podcast, or one we did like 6 episodes ago, which in our world was yesterday, I went off on a tangent about this exact same problem that I was having relative to I really need to recruit, hire, train better people, not better people, but I need some more great people in my organization, but so difficult to find, feels like a needle in a haystack. That was another question I was going to ask Bradley today on this particular podcast is he utilizing any recruiters that he's found to be great? My experience has always been, I listen to a lot of people in the industry that tell me, I know Albie Knight one time, I had a conversation with him about the people that they're recruiting into their program in North Carolina where they train and, get you licensed, and then they place you with an agency. In the North Carolina, a Big I does that. And he said that overwhelming, like 90 to 95% of the people that pass their pre-application testing and move forward, get licensed, and get placed are former teachers.
Interesting.
Yes, former teachers. They are obviously smart enough to get a college education. They are used to going to school and being there on time, and they're very structured. They understand how to take tests.
Educating your clients.
Correct. All the metrics that the 3 of us sitting on this call right now are looking for, teachers have that. Teachers have all that stuff. They're going to be there on time. They know how to be friendly when they need to. They are used to dealing with pissed off parents. They're already having to deal with kids all day. You know what that's like. They hit every single metric that the 3 of us are like wanting in a great employee. That's
great advice.
That's just what Albie said. I mean, because he said, I'll tell you why that really struck me, Laurel. I asked him a very pointed question. I said, the last class that you guys did, how many applicants did you have? And he said, we had, I believe he said 300 applicants. And the very first thing they had to do was they took some kind of Salesforce test that measured like writing skills. It was a pretty in-depth test. And then of the 300 applicants, 75 passed that test, and I think something like, I want to say, I don't remember exactly because it's been a few years, but like 50 went through the program and got put with an agency.
Wow.
Right. Sure. I agree. And so here's the other thing about teachers, guys. Teachers, a lot of teachers are so over it dealing with kids and parents, and they've been doing it for 10, 15 years, and they're over it.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't pay great.
And it
Doesn't pay great anywhere in the world.
Yeah, not paying great. And a lot of teachers are only doing it right now because of why?
The health insurance.
Health insurance, because they don't want to. So if you can provide them health insurance, and you probably can pay them at least what they're making right now, well, there's a great applicant for you to take a look at.
Hey, Laurel. I forgot to take the trash out this morning.
I thought you were going to be sweet. And say,
I'm
"Hey,
joking.
Laurel, I love you."
I'm joking. We were doing a listener call-in show, and so my phone is Bluetooth to the board, and you called right in the middle. So, let's just call her back.
I'm glad she did, though. That was a great.
All right. Well,
question.
we'll let you go. I love you. See you tonight.
I love you too, Laurel. Bye. Hey,
I cut her off.
you know why? I know your wife's a great agent,
Why?
producer. You see how fast she thought on her feet?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That told me that as soon as she asked that question, I thought she thinks fast on her feet
Uh-huh.
because she didn't know what we.
She thought it was me calling
Yeah,
her.
it was just
Yeah.
boom. There was her question that fast. That is definitely a sales skill, is to be able to think fast on your feet.
This is Greg Skelf. Greg Skelf wanted us to call him. Oh, leave him a funny voicemail.
Okay.
He lost all his contacts, his phone in Rome. Use that.
Hey, Greg, this is Randy Irvin down here on Branch Tree Road down here south of town. Listen, I'm calling you. I was at my house last night, me and the wife. It's about 6 o'clock, and we was watching Family Feud, and we had a 300-year-old, damn 300-year-old oak tree. And it's in our front yard, but now that sumbitch is sitting right in the center of our house, and I don't know what to do. I got rain pouring in over here. Our dog, Foofy, she got one of the branches hit her. She's up there at the veterinarian hospital. But listen, I need you to call me back as soon as you can, because I don't know what just happened.
It's my phone died.
Oh. Call me back as soon as you can, and let's see if we can't do something about this. I got my damn homeowner's insurance with you, and need to go ahead and file a claim. Thanks. Bye. So can I ask Greg's question?
Sure.
So I already know what Greg's question is. Greg Skelf and I spoke last week.
How to partner with Fantasy World.
Great idea. Going to cover that later. Brilliant idea. Greg Skelf worked with the Scott Howell Hire a VA Directly firm
Yeah.
that I run, which I basically, for next to zero money, teach you how to hire, train, and employ VAs without going through a VA company. I digress. Greg got not one VA for me, but two VAs for me. Okay. Not from me, but I helped him hire them. Okay. We did everything direct. He paid me a Snickers bar and a pack of crackers to do it. So here's his question to Bradley Flowers. His question was, after 90 days, I called Greg and I said, Greg, how are your two VAs doing? He said, they are fantastic. But Scott, I got a big problem. And I said, okay, what's your problem, Greg? He said, I cannot keep them busy enough. It doesn't matter how much work I pile up on them. buddy, they get it done. And I went over this when we started. I said, Greg, I'm telling you, you think you can keep them busy? These people can run circles typically around, most American-based workers. You've kind of seen some of that before. So Greg's question to you was, how do I keep my VA, because I want to pay them full-time wage, but it seems like they only get 8 hours of work they can get done in 4 hours, and then now there's 4 hours that they don't have anything to do. How do I keep them busy? I'm sorry,
I think it's a two-part question. Number one, you're not having to pay them as much as a U.S.-based employee, so I wouldn't necessarily worry about it.
Yeah.
The way that we train our VAs is we give them, when we hire a VA, we hire with the intention of, hey, we have this one task that comes up many times in a day. This is going to be the first thing that they're going to do. And we train them on that one thing. And then when they perfect that one thing, we layer something else on. When they perfect that thing, we layer something else on. So, and part of the reason I'm okay with doing that is the compensation is not $20 an hour or $25 an hour.
Right.
So it's not that expensive for me. I don't mind. And I even tell my US-based employees this. I don't mind you twiddling thumbs some the first couple months.
Sure.
What I'd like you to do is ask me for something to do.
That's what I was about to ask you. Is if they don't have something to do, are you requiring that they reach out and go, hey, I'm done with everything you asked me to do. Can you please give me something to do?
And then the second thing is you need to constantly be looking for something for them to do. And a lot of times as agency owners and certainly agency employees sometimes are doing tasks that they don't realize are delegatable. I don't know if that's a word.
No, I understand. Yeah.
And so one thing you can do, I have actually not done this. I've been meaning to do this. I know my wife has done this because she's super smart, is job shadowing. So if you're not sure what task your employees are doing that you can delegate, block off, 3 or 4 days on the calendar and just sit behind them for 8 hours and job shadow them. And you tell them, hey, I'm not trying to make sure you're doing your job well. I'm looking for areas that you can be more efficient.
Yeah.
And just literally sit there and watch them work. And you'll come up, I promise you'll come up with some ideas of stuff that you could delegate off to VA. Yeah.
Could I do that? Because I need to do that to some of my people.
I do too.
Because I have insurance agents who, to this day, even though we're going back into a soft market, well, I can't sell anything new because all I do is rewrites. And I'm like, I'm looking at the daily Hawk Soft download report.
There's something you're doing that's bogging up your time.
There's one renewal that has got more than a 0% increase. So how is it? Now, I realize.
And by the way, when you do this job shadow, and if that person is exceptionally more productive that day than they are normal days, they're slacking off somewhere too.
Correct. So my question was, because I have 6 offices and that's hard to do, could I say, all right, for the next, do you think 2 days is long enough or 3? You need 3?
I don't know. Whatever.
Could I do it? Could I say, I'm gonna be here at the office at 8:30. You get to the office at 8:30, and we're gonna I'm gonna do a Google Meet where we have Google up all day long.
You could do that. You could definitely do like Spencer Holden.
Instead of me flying to Michigan to go sit behind Athena for.
Like Spencer Holden, sort of a different version of what he does. I don't think we covered this on the podcast he was on, but Spencer Holden's company was remote before it was okay to be remote. But what they would do is the entire company would be on one Zoom call all day long. So they felt like they were in the same room. If they're sort of a different, you could certainly do that for sure.
Well, do you think that would still give you what you're looking for, or do you think it would actually you would get more data points if you are in a chair sitting behind them working on your laptop while they're working on their computer?
I think it could work either way because, number one, my gut says you're going to get more if you're there in person. But with the Zoom or Google Meet, you're going to have a recorded version of what they're doing so you can go back and visit it. Personally, for me, putting myself back in my shoes of back when I had a boss, I would actually be more nerve-wracked if they were watching me on Zoom versus if they were in person.
Why?
I don't know. But I would be more, you know what I mean?
Okay, let's say you're sitting behind them or you're on Zoom with them all day. Are you periodically every 15 minutes writing down and asking them, okay, what are you doing now?
Probably. Yeah.
Do you don't think there'd be some people that get their panties in the
I'm
water
sure.
about it?
But I think you have to do it under the context of, hey, this is not me micromanaging.
This is me trying to get you more
And I
efficient.
think what you could say, so like, let's pretend that you, Scott, are job shadowing me. There's going to be things that I'm doing that you're going to think, Bradley, why the hell are you doing that way? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's stuff. And so I think you tell them that and you say, look, I'm not micromanaging. I'm not breathing down your neck. I'm looking, you are in the job every day. You are in the trenches. You're down to up to your elbows in mud. I'm coming from this from an objective point of view of maybe there's one little thing that I see you doing that we could send to a VA or automate that's going to free up your day and make you more productive.
Sure.
I think you have to approach it. I know you come on strong. Your strong personality. I think you have to approach it very gingerly. Like this is not the big bad boss breathing over. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's what I would do.
Going
That's
back,
what I would do, Greg.
going back to what you said earlier.
And I come on strong too. Like I have to be when I do stuff like that mindful of like, hey, I'm not, you know.
But you said you made a comment like if Scott job shadowed Bradley, there might be things that I would do differently. Are you saying have that discussion with them and figure out which way's the best? Or are you saying don't, kind of like a kid, pick your battles?
No,
You see what I'm saying?
What I was saying is there are some things that I am doing that if someone were to job shadow me, they would be like, Bradley, why are you doing that way? You could do it this way and be more efficient. Everybody has that.
But would that piss you off?
No. You see what I'm saying?
But you might come back and say, well, the reason I'm doing it this way, and then
Yeah, for sure.
maybe you are doing it
right.
the way it needs to get done.
Exactly.
I'd love to job shadow Rand for a day. Just ride around with him and see what he does.
You'd start at the gym at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Huh. So you said this is something that you need to do with your people.
I do.
Now, the advantage...
It's been on my docket for a while. I just hadn't got around to it.
The advantage that you have that I don't have is, for the most part,
One location, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you do it with everyone, but
this is the most full I've ever seen your office with
Yeah.
people.
Well,
There's people everywhere in here
we
now.
had 3 people out yesterday.
I know. But I mean, it's every desk, there's somebody sitting there. And,
Yeah, we are waiting patiently for the business next door to us to move, and we're going to take over that space over there.
are you going to blow out this wall? Or
No, I can't because this lobby's
yeah.
But yeah, we
Are you talking about the exercise?
yeah.
Okay.
I was at I've been wanting that space for a while, and I was at Johnny's office actually, and Johnny told me that the spouse of the person that owns this business next to me bought the building that Johnny's in. And I got in my car and I drove over here as fast as I could and went into the property manager's office and said, "Are they moving out?" And
Why don't you just buy an historic building downtown and renovate it, and then you've got a...
That'll probably be what we eventually do. But there's 2 things I don't want to happen. I don't want to buy something, renovate it, and then outgrow that.
Yeah.
And also here, if the roof leaks, I just call somebody and they come fix it. I'm not responsible for it. So
there you go.
if I can help it, I'm just going to stay here. The only reason I would move would be because I bought a building, but then you run the risk of outgrowing it, and then you got the same problem. Whereas now, if we outgrow this where we won't fit in here anymore, we just go rent something else.
So I had an old agent that was in a nationwide big corporate sales meeting, and he got up and he said, the first thing I'm going to tell all you younger agents that are here today is the very first thing you need to do is go buy you someplace, and instead of paying rent to a landlord every month, you need to go buy you someplace. And a lot of advantages to doing that, and that's my first piece of advice. And I don't think I agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I
I
think
think
it gives
that's
you
old school thinking.
Yeah, I think it gives you unnecessary headaches. Also, I like to be nimble. I like to be flexible. Like
Right.
we started this business in Saraland,
Right.
and then we got a good deal on this, so we rented it, and we upped and moved overnight, and we had one customer ask where we went. I don't want to be tied down to any one place. But yeah, we'll probably own our building one day. Now, I'll tell you what I'd like to do. This is just me daydreaming. We got a few skyscrapers here.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get big enough and have enough people that we rent a couple of floors in one of these skyscrapers and also get the naming rights of the building, where we get to put our name on the side
Sure,
of it. You
and
know what I
logo.
mean? Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. I would much rather do that than buy something. So that's just my...
No, I don't know that I think it's like everything else in the insurance industry. There's somebody listening to this right now that needs to go buy something.
For sure. Yeah.
Like if you're down Jag Insurance and you've got 49
For sure.
employees and
It's just like buying versus renting.
and and maybe you've made enough money through your agency and you need some tax write-off kind of stuff,
Yeah.
man. Go buy
Well,
someplace.
it's just like buying versus renting your house. Like
Yeah.
there's certain phases of life and there's certain
Sure.
geographic locations where
Yeah.
you're better off renting versus buy. There's certain parts of the country where it's cheaper to rent than it is buy. There's certain parts of the country like the one we're in where it's cheaper to buy versus rent.
Yeah.
It all depends on the situation. And I've often said that the only reason I have an office is because I want to have an office.
Yeah.
It's not required for us to run this business. So one day I may just up and decide, hey, I'm going to rent me an office, a little bitty corporate office, and then everybody else is going to work from home.
Right.
I don't see that happening, but it could.
Well,
And
that's
so,
kind of. I mean, that we're not far from that. I mean, I spend $50,000
Yeah.
a year on rent, and people are listening to this or watching this. Peace out. Y'all are like, oh my God, Scott, that's so much money. That's 6 locations, guys.
yeah,
That is like
a good deal.
$700-800
Yeah.
per location. And Bradley said it best. It allows me the flexibility that if I need to close a location, if I need to, maybe I find something better down the street.
yeah.
I hadn't bought something and now I'm locked into that. And I'll tell you where it's that strategy, which I'm as all of you know watching this right now, I have the brain of a small squirrel. So please don't think that this was some kind of Notre Dame's intentionality. Where that worked the best was COVID years. Because nobody say, we got to close the office. No, you don't. You're the only son of a bitch in the office.
Yeah.
Where you going? I mean, you going to catch COVID from you?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
what I have found to be the case, I think you may be leaning towards this too. Most of my people, when I ask them, well, hey, we can shut this office down. You can work from home. No. I'm
Yeah.
going to work from home. I can't get anything done at home. Clint's that way. I'm that way. Harley Self's that way. Kaylin Weston's that way.
There's an osmosis version of learning that happens though when everybody's in the same office or
100%.
everybody's in. I was explaining this. I interviewed a young lady recently that lives in Fairhope, and I told her, I said, and she said, I see you guys do remote too, and I said, yeah. I said, typically with someone who lives within 50 miles of the office, we're going to require you to come into the office at least a few days a week, if not
Sure.
full time. And if you're brand new to insurance, specifically brand new to independent insurance, we're going to require you to be in the office the first year.
Yeah.
And the reason why is, and this person had a real high theoretical on their personality, so they like to learn. If you're working in the office, and me and Natasha or me and Megan or me and Holden are going into a meeting with a company that does $12 million a year in revenue, I may grab you and say, hey, come sit in this meeting, and you're going to learn so much through osmosis just through being there. That doesn't happen when you work at home.
Right.
It can't happen.
Right.
You know, and that's sort of the big differentiator. I think you pick up way more in the office than you would working from home. Now, there's some people that they know so much, their knowledge is advanced from mine, and they're fine working from home. They don't necessarily need to learn anything else.
So what Bradley just said, words that just came out of his mouth. About a month ago, I met with a major carrier, CEO. Okay. This is the guy. And we got into a discussion about the fact that they were about to completely eliminate the work from home stuff. They were still, they had been slow playing the come back to the office. In other words, where during COVID, you worked from home all the time, and then they went, got to be in the office 2 days a week, but you go work from home 3 days a week. He said the exact words came out of his mouth that you just said. Yeah. Everything you just said about, he said, well, Scott, the reason I'm eliminating it, and he said, please don't say anything to any of the employees. I haven't announced it yet. Which later on.
You want to go ahead and announce it for him?
No. Later on, I was having conversations with employees, and I'm sitting in the conference room, and one of them, a couple of times, at different times during the day, one of them said, one of the things I really enjoy about this place is the fact that we still, even after COVID, get to work from home.
Did you see the CEO peek around the corner this and go?
He was long gone. But when they said that, I was kind of like, oh. I'm like, yeah, man, that's great. That's fantastic. But
hey, here's the number for Hippo Insurance. They're all remote. You might want to consider it.
So what he said was his verbatim words was exactly what Bradley said. It was teamwork. It was the learning that goes on, the knowledge that's gained that you, especially a newer employee, you're just not going to get working from home. Okay. You got to be in the trenches. You got to be in the office and be around people and kneecap to kneecap, and the learning curve lowers.
Yeah.
Because then you can just, you turn around and ask the guy in the next cubicle or the next, hey, what do I do about this? So they were about to implement, and probably have by now made the announcement. I'm not going to say who it is, but everybody's coming back 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. But
I'm a big show me guy.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, show me.
Yeah.
I had a former employee one time during the meeting in which we parted ways said, well, I really have felt. Now, this person was let go because they were constantly late. They constantly left early. There was always an excuse as to why they weren't here. Pretty sure came to work under the influence sometime, that sort of stuff. And he said, well, I really was a little bit disheartened that y'all didn't ask me to be on the leadership team. Mm-hmm. And I said, if you want to be on the leadership team, that would have been great news to me, but I need you to show me that through your actions.
Right.
I need you to show up early. I need you to stay late. I need you to pick up the slack. Like, show me. And if somebody wants to work from home, because we have work from home days every now and then for folks, like show me that you can get just as much work done. All right, let's answer Greg's call.
Greg Skelf, this is Scott Howell and Bradley Flowers for the Insurance Guys podcast. You are live on the Insurance Guys podcast. How are you doing today, sir? Hey, I have already asked, I already asked Bradley the question.
Let's see if you got it right.
That you and I discussed. Well, okay. Go ahead, Greg.
Scott predicted what your question would be, and we're going to see if he was right. Look, you're going to want to go to CJ at HudsonPillarInsurance.com. He is Apple support for insurance agents.
Hey, Greg.
What's your second question?
Greg, was it stolen, or did Greg get overserved and we lost our phone? Which those are two totally different things. Is he there?
Hang on, Greg. Hang on. You there, Greg? Oh, somebody. That's a very Italy thing to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, it happens.
Are you still in Italy?
There's some guy. There's some guy in Italy right now.
Okay.
So there's some guy in Italy right now Googling what is Fantasy World. Yeah.
Greg, I told Bradley, and he's already given his answer, but I'll let him repeat it again, that I thought your question was going to be what you and I talked about probably a month ago relative to how do you keep your VA busy all day? Like
Greg, you're gonna have to wait 6 weeks to hear my answer on the Insurance Guys podcast.
That's funny.
I'll give you the elevator speech. I think you do two things. One, I don't think you worry about it. You know, the compensation level is different than it is somebody in the U.S. I don't mind my VAs when they are new twiddling thumbs. Secondly, a little bit more practical advice that I gave Scott, and I'm getting ready to do this at Portal. It's really hard. Sometimes employees can't get in a delegation mindset of, hey, this thing that I'm doing, I could delegate this to a VA. So what you need to do is take that over for them as the agency owner. I would do some job shadowing. I would spend a couple days a week, a couple weeks in a row, and just sit behind them and say, hey, I'm doing this to help you. I'm not micromanaging you, and just observe how, and you are 1,000% going to pick up 2 or 3 things they're doing that are non-licensed tasks, that are non-revenue generating tasks that you could have a VA do. And it might be incidentally, it may not be something the VA could do every day, but that's something I would look at pretty heavily. I have a question for you, Greg. How bad is this Erie shutdown right now? Is Erie still under siege? A bunch of people are complaining on Twitter about Erie insurance getting hacked and nobody can access their system.
Mass blackout of all Erie. I'm like Brad. I just saw it yesterday on Twitter. I don't know anything about it, so I may be speaking out of turn because I don't have a phone.
That's how Erie got hacked. Greg's phone got stolen, and that's how they got into Erie.
We have username and password. Next thing you know, Erie's
we have uncovered the source of the breach.
Yep.
All right, buddy. We'll let you go. There we go. All right, brother. We'll let you go.
Hang in there. All right. See you. Bye.
You want to close us out?
I do, but before I do, one last question.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
That's right.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Been real. What was my last question? It had something to do with a phone call that I sent to you, and I'm trying to remember now what it was, but it was
To your phone call with the psychologist?
No, not the phone call to the psychologist. It was another call that I sent to you, and now I can't remember what it was, but it had something to do with a question that I wanted to ask you about insurance agency related stuff. Now I can't remember what it was, so I guess we'll just have to
pick that up next time.
Leave it for the next time. I've enjoyed being in Mobile, Alabama the last 2 days, but it's time to head north. Love each and every one of you as I end this podcast today. Fight the good fight, man. It's been tough the last few years. I will say that it appears, at least in North Alabama, which I think at North Alabama mirrors a lot of places in the country, appears that rates are stabilizing to at least some degree. Now, there's somebody out there that's going to email me or text me, our rates are still going higher. It appears that we're having more competitiveness in the market, more products coming online in North Alabama. I know that's not you, Bradley, on the coast with more of that excess and surplus, but are you guys seeing more rate stabilization down here?
Yeah, we have been for like the last year.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to be quite as graphic as it was. And I'll tell you right now, for all you agents out there that maybe do a little property, commercial property, because of the excess and capacity that Lloyd's has in property, it's a race to the bottom. Seeing a lot of reduced property rates right now across the industry with commercial property, LRO, habitational, kind of a race to the bottom right now with that. A lot of 20, 30% lower policy renewals that are coming back. And so that's changed just in the past, well, really 6 months has started, and now it seems like I said, race to the bottom. Conversely to that, you're going to continue to see increases on the liability casualty side of insurance, personal umbrellas, commercial umbrellas, those types of things are going to increase where you're seeing decreases in property. Probably see some increase on liability, just general liability rates, I would think, over the next 6 to 8 months. But, hey, who am I? I'm just a redneck from North Alabama, don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm completely off base, but I think a lot of you that are listening or watching this right now probably are agreeing with me. Again, not saying every place in America, United States of America is a big place. And I'm sure people in California aren't seeing what I'm seeing in North Alabama. But love each and every one of you. As I end every episode, rewards come from action, not discussion. Get your ass out from behind that desk today. Go out into the big bad world, sell insurance, make money for your family, for your wife, for your husband, for your kids' college fund, for your parents and your in-laws that are struggling out there. Go make money for them. Write good business for the agencies that you represent, and write good business for the carriers that you represent. Bradley Flowers, I love you.
Love you too. Thanks, guys.
Rand, thank you so much for all you do for us. Couldn't do it without you. I know we bore the spots off a giraffe. As I looked up at him just a second ago, he was yawning because he's so bored from 2 days of insurance podcasting, which for most people, they would probably rather do 90 days in jail than to listen to 2 days of insurance podcasts. But thank you, man. I appreciate you, and congratulations. Yeah. Guys, you're listening to the Insurance Guys podcast, and we love each one of you. Thank you so much for being a part of our family, and we'll see you back here real soon. Take care.